I have been uploading vlogs of my voiceover journey, but I had so many updates for the upcoming one that it just completely overwhelmed me, and I feel real shitty just talking to myself about it vlog style. And I feel so much more comfortable here with you guys. Updates. So I have like a giant list in front of me, and I'm just going to walk through it. I kind of dropped the ball on this one a little bit this week because, and I'll talk about later why. So, in the last video that I shot, I was super exhausted and I was talking about how difficult everything was and how shitty everything was because I wasn't looking after myself and I was getting burnt out and I just was feeling uninspired and I couldn't like pull things from within to make my performance good. So the past couple of weeks, I kind of rebuilt on that a little bit and I made sure that I had forced time off. So like I finish work at 6 p.m. every day. Doesn't really matter so much when I start, but if I finish at like 5 or 6 p.m., 5:30 is when I do my like review for the day of what did I get through? Do I have any leftover tasks? If so, when can I do that? Let me just fit that in my schedule. 5:30, done. That's it. I'm chilling. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Videos will go up late. I don't care because, like, bitch just needs to rest sometimes. And that helped so much. That helped me so much because even through the mental strain and complete community upheaval of the Black Lives Matter stuff, which is super important and super. I feel like we have these discussions all the time. I'm just going to touch on it because we did talk about it on stream before already. If I was already overworked, if I already wasn't looking after myself, then I don't have the capacity to look after anyone else and I will shut everything else out and I'll go sit in my corner and I'll like, my stress thing is here and I'm already up here. And so if I have that and more stuff on top of that, like I can't, there's nowhere to put it. I don't have anywhere to put it. Taking care of myself has helped so much with that. Who would have thought that maybe if you have time to reset, then you have space in within yourself to actually give a shit about other people. I started prioritizing that stuff because you have to get past like, it depends on what kind of person you are, I guess. Because there are the type of people who they'll do whatever the fuck they can do and they'll do whatever the fuck they want to just skyrocket themselves and they don't give a fuck what they do to other people or who's affected or what else is going on in the world. It's only like, this is my journey and this is where I'm trying to get to from here to here. But I feel like even if I worked myself to the bone and only concentrated on myself for 24 hours a day, I wouldn't get to that point much faster anyway. So like the payoff isn't there. So I might as well just take care of myself, pull back on the work a little bit, like pull back on the grind, if you will, a little bit, and then, you know, reach out a little bit more. People do the whole just a you, blah, 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 but at what cost is what I say to them. They become so selfish. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, a lot of those people are like full sociopaths anyway, right? Like they honestly do not give a flying fuck what happens to the rest of the world or what happens to their friends or what happens to their peers or what happens to their industry. They're just out to do their own thing. And most of those people, unfortunately, just end up successful anyway. So it's like, pfft. But, you know, I guess I just have like a moral compass in here somewhere. So that's like a big thing that changed for me. And I do feel good. But this week it kind of fell off a little bit because I had a couple of voiceover sessions that started at 7 a.m. I had a call time twice this week at 7 a.m. for 2 projects. Neither of them are paid, which makes it even more unfortunate that I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning to make sure that I had my breakfast and that I was warmed up and that I moved my body around a little bit to be able to like actually act. But we got through it. Okay, listen. If you're a director or a producer and you're doing live directed sessions, you really should pay for people's time to do that because it takes a long time and getting up at 5:30 a.m. is really difficult. And 2, maybe you should have it in a format where people can't just like join and leave the Discord channel randomly and start talking in the middle of takes and that kind of stuff. Like, just lock down your sessions a little bit. Give people like permissions for that stuff, please, because otherwise it's going to take twice as much time to get through the content for the work that people are doing for you for free when they need time to do paid work to be able to have the luxury to work for you for free. Yeah? Yeah, excellent. So that's like some feedback that I had on that front. That's some updates. I have so many more. Okay, you ready? You ready, chat? This project that I was working on, which I showed you guys, is called Tales from the Ether. I played literally just like one extra character in this series, but it was selected for this Canadian web series podcast and online short festival called TO Webfest. So they got into that, which is really cool. It has my voice in it, and we're up for awards. I don't know like when it was being held or like what the results are or anything, but like I thought that was really cool. The Warhammer podcast that I was in as well, I was one of the extras who did like a bunch of separate little voices. It's called However Small, However Hidden, a Warhammer audio drama that went up as well. So there's the link in chat, and I'll put all the links in the description on YouTube as well. So if you guys want to listen to that and see if you can like pick out the timestamps for where you hear my voice and shit, I want to see. I'm always interested to see if you guys can recognize my voice, because you couldn't for the Tales of the Ether. No one even fucking knew it was me. No one knew it was me. I thought that was hilarious. The next one was the behind the scenes for the Supergirl fan favorite video that came out. I posted that on YouTube as well. And I'm going to be doing a lot more behind the scenes stuff. So now I kind of reorganized my process for how I catalog my jobs and how I structure all my files and things. And I was finding it really difficult to keep up with behind the scenes stuff because I kept not being able to find the recordings, or there were certain things I was recording and certain things I wasn't. Moving forward, if I'm doing stuff for fun, then I'll be recording, or if I'm recording an actual project, then I just record on OBS while I'm recording as well, so I can do the behind the scenes content. But if I'm just doing auditions, I don't bother recording anything. I just send out the auditions because I don't even know if I'm going to get them or not. There's no point really recording that stuff unless people want to see them, but a lot of the time I might not be able to use them anyway. Keep an eye out on that YouTube for that stuff too. My IRL channel is where all the voiceover stuff goes. What was the other one? We talked about it on stream, but I haven't uploaded an update to my YouTube about it. I have my first published video game credit. Do we have our Kerry teas ready, chat? Do we have our Kerry teas ready? Just pop some, just because we're about to spill some. So we talked previously about this because I got a key as a thank you for this video game. This is, I guess, a PSA for my fellow voiceover friends who are kind of just starting out, but you might be at the stage where you can charge money for your work, which you should. If you can, you should. You're still providing a service and you're still spending time doing that stuff. Be really fucking careful. Make sure that when you're submitting auditions or that when you're submitting work, you're very clear about how that work is allowed to be used. I highly recommend that you have at least, like, you should have contracts for everything. The contract situation is something that so many people overlook, both in streaming and in VO. But at the very least, make sure that you're really, really specific in your communications, that if you're providing work for free, that it's for non-commercial projects only. So I talked to Amy Smith about this on the Discord, and she like gave me some ideas of how to go about that. Basically, if I send the audition through email, then I'll just let them know, hey, I'm happy to do non-commercial work for free, but if at any point this project does become commercial, or you plan on charging for it, or it's going to have in-app purchases, or you're going to show ads, then like, I'm gonna need to get paid, bitch. Like, I'm gonna need to get paid. If you're getting paid, then you need to pay your talent who let you like actually put that out into the world in the first place. So anyway, the story with the VO game was, this person, this is something that everyone should be cautious of. This person went onto the record this for free Reddit subreddit, and posted in there that they were making a video game and they wanted some voices and, I don't have the budget, so I can't pay you. No, 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 no. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because a lot of people do ask for that kind of stuff if it's a passion project, if it's like non-commercial. It seemed like something like that. Did the work, sent it to them, everything was good. Like, here's me thinking, oh, it's probably just some free game or whatever. They emailed me back finally saying, hey, the game's up and I got a code for you to thank you for being in the game, blah, 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 blah. So I went to check out the game page on Steam to like download the game and everything to give it a go for, my demo or whatever. Lo and behold, the game is going for $7 to $10 on Steam. If you are selling a video game on a platform for literally any money, let alone like $10 per sale, I think you can afford to pay people. So I went back and emailed this person and was like, hey, I noticed that you're charging for this game. Do you have any plans of like rev sharing with the talent or like what's going on with that or whatever? They since deleted their subreddit post because I'm guessing after they cast everyone, they were like, oh, I don't need to put this up anymore because people will just reply to it for no reason. However, the flip side of that could also be that they deleted it so that people can't find it. Dodgy or not, I don't know. They have yet to respond to my email. I haven't had a reply yet. In my mind, there's nothing I can do about it because I did willingly give them that work. But moving forward, I'm making sure that I have clauses in things that, like, contracts are done correctly, all that kind of stuff is done, because being negligent about those things and being ignorant of those things can both really hurt the industry overall. Like, if people are making money off people being ignorant about that stuff, then it hurts everybody. Everybody. Like, you wonder why people can't even get paid properly to do community management work. That's because there are so many like community VIPs and things like that do so much work keeping communities in line for games companies that some of them don't even need as many community managers as they actually pay. Like, so, you know what I mean? No, we're not breaking any legs. We're not breaking any legs. I just wanted to make sure that I put it out there. I'm not going to name what the game was. Just. Oh, that was one other update I had. So that was one of the things I was talking about doing work for free and upping your rates and things as well. I definitely have to include this. So I'm going to edit it back in when I go back. There is a YouTube channel that I was doing some work for. It's actually really interesting content and I really like doing it. However, I noticed like it's definitely a larger channel, so they definitely have the ability to show ads and get some kind of revenue, even if it's just peanuts. But that's not the point. The point is that I noticed at the start of the script that it will be a sponsored video. So that's stuff that you have to look out for as well, because there are forms of income that people can get that isn't going to be obvious as well. So when you say non-commercial, it means the content, it's not a sponsored video. It doesn't, like, it's not just, it doesn't show ads. There's little stuff like that you really have to pay attention to. And some of that stuff, it might not even be things that you have to read out yourself. So you have to read the whole script and make sure that you know what the hell is going on. So I did that episode for them because I had committed to it anyway. But I let them know that moving forward, particularly because of the Steam game thing, I won't be able to do further work for them if it's going to be for like sponsored videos or whatever and they're not going to pay. That's it. I love working with them. They're wonderful. They make awesome content. But like, I'm not going to be able to make a career doing this if people don't play fair. So watch yourselves on that shit, okay? Be vigilant about that shit. Make sure that you do the work. And I swear to God, like it's 90% answering. You're only in the studio for 10% of the time. The other 90% of the time is managing contracts. It's networking. It's sending out emails. It's auditioning. It's like, and I don't mean like the recording part of auditioning, like the fun part. Like I mean the crafting the email to make it sound like you're like super interested for the 8,000th time because you want to do the work, but you don't want to be doing the emails. You know what I mean? You have to put in the work though. If you can't do that stuff, then it's not for you. Any self-sufficient job is not for you. Content creation is not for you. VO is not for you. Like if you can't do the whole email part and the putting yourself out there part and the bullshitting your way into things and knowing laws and regulations and working your way through contracts and all that kind of stuff, it's not for you. Like, I gotta put that out there because it's a massive part of it. Unless you, by some miracle, have like an amazing agent who costs you nothing and actually gets you work and all that kind of stuff. So I can't even sell myself to myself. Yeah, same. I struggle with that a lot too, Mice. I really do. Like, honestly, fake it till you make it is like the best philosophy ever, because you might have already made it. It's just like in here you haven't. So you have to fake it to yourself just to prove that you can do the thing that you're already doing, like that you already know how to do. Amy did a live audition thing on YouTube yesterday for free play, and even she was saying, she said in that video that she didn't even call herself a voice actor until the start of last year, because even though she was doing the work and she had really big credits for like games that were quite successful, in her mind she wasn't worthy of the title of what she was actually already doing. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and like reflection and actually seeing what you're doing. That's why I want to do these vlogs. That's why I want to talk about this stuff. Because look at this massive list of shit I've been doing in the past 2 weeks. There's so much. If I don't go back and look at this stuff, I feel like I'm doing nothing. I feel like I'm getting nowhere, but I'm doing so much. I'm doing a lot. Speaking of which, because I hadn't really participated in any challenges, and I do recommend doing as many challenges as you can, because people always post these things up. Like, it's kind of like they'll post a clip or like give you a theme or something like that to do a challenge out of. So the next update was I had my latest Tavern of Voices session with Kevin Powell. He's my boy. We do like acting workouts where we send him a script. And it's kind of like, it's a bit like an acting workshop. So he'll give us like different ways to approach lines and different ways to approach and think about character and that kind of stuff. I really love these sessions so much. So if you are interested in voice acting, even if you're brand new or if you've done it for a while, it doesn't matter. If you want to sign up, it's there. It's the last Saturday of every month. Get on it, hang out with me and Metal Magic. Me and Metal are probably the most two consistent people who are in like every single class because it's just too fun. Really like working with Kevin. He like kicks you in the butt. He like really opens the box in terms of how you think about things and what clues lie in the text for different aspects of the character that you can bring to certain lines. So that's why I love working with him for that stuff. I think that's mostly it. That, and we had our 6-year Twitch anniversary last week. And I just wanted to acknowledge that because streaming really helped me find my voice, and I wouldn't have pursued VO in the first place if it wasn't for doing streams and making stupid voices and like reading game text in random characters and people in chat commenting on how much they liked my character voices and all that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate you guys giving me feedback on those things, because I probably wouldn't be on this journey without it. So thank you. Thank you for that. And also, the last one was, at this point, we probably have some really great examples of, particularly because of the PlayStation 5 and like Xbox shit going on, and also some like conservative fucking shit cunts all over the internet saying dumb shit. Anyway, again, I shall remind you, I want your memes. So if you have a link to a Twitter thread or some screenshots, you know, chat logs from games or social media or whatever, whether they're like, you know, super toxic and stupid or just like nonsensical, or if they're super wholesome and super lovely and super wonderful, I would love to have a balance of both. Please send them to me. I have a tweet where I mentioned that a while back, so you can either reply to that or comment on YouTube or whatever, because I would love to start a series of dramatic readings of internet bullshit and wholesomeness. So get on that. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk and my rant for this VO update. I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. I'm going to have links to everything in the description. If you guys enjoy me talking about this stuff, I would love to do this every Friday. I really would, because otherwise it'll overwhelm me. And I really love sharing this stuff with you guys, and it makes me happy. I'll give you my means, but you've only used it for non-commercial purposes. Yeah, well, see, listen, both of my YouTube channels don't get monetized. So